We've never seen such a concentrated outbreak of tornadic activity. Basically, most of Alabama, southeastern Tennessee, northern Georgia, and eastern Mississippi saw numerous tornadoes.
This is by far the worst tornado event that I've ever seen. Many of these tornadoes stayed on the ground for so long. It was unprecedented, the amount of time that these things were on the ground and the damage that they caused.
He didn't know if we knew it or not, but there was a tornado expected to be in the Campbell area in about 14 minutes. Hopped the truck and tried to find the safest place to get. We knew we would have to have everything ready because we knew it was bad everywhere else. We just didn't know how bad yet.
I've never experienced anything like this. This was, the devastation and the destruction is just unbelievable.
April 27th started like any other day. We were all in a meeting downstairs, and we knew something was a little different. By 9 o'clock, we got our first tornado warning that morning. That would be the first of 7 different tornado warnings, tornado warning extensions that we experienced during the day.
We knew a very active day was coming if we were getting tornadoes already impacting our area that early in the day.
We began to get reports of severe weather moving towards our western service territory in Mississippi and the Memphis area, and the intensity of those storms gave us an indication that it was going to be a very significant storm front. As the storm system progressed across the system, we began to see some events in the morning hours that interrupted a few lines, but it wasn't significant damage to the system.
We watched a second line develop across northern Alabama early afternoon. That line broke up. They became individual tornadic supercells, and then more started developing across the afternoon, across Alabama and back into Mississippi.
I knew this was going to be a significant event when around 4 o'clock on Wednesday I got the first phone call that it looks like we had lost most of Mississippi.
We began to have interruptions on the system that then started separating segments of our system from the total TVA system. So it started in the Mississippi area, the central region of our service territory, around the Starkville, Mississippi region, and it became an area that we could no longer support and provide reliable service to. And so everyone in that Starkville, Mississippi area was out of power once the tornado system moved through.
I made my way down to the control room, and as I got into the control room, there was a lot of activity, and you could actually watch the progression of the tornadoes as they moved from Mississippi into Alabama, and we began to see line after line drop off.
It began to segment our system as it created damage and damaged our transmission lines in north central Alabama and separated north central Alabama from the remainder of the TVA system to where we couldn't keep the lights on in north central Alabama. And then again, the same thing happened in northeast Alabama. The number of events we were seeing with transmission outages due to storm-related activities was more significant than any event we have been a part of in my 20-year career. And so as we saw the damage and the number of transmission lines out, we knew that this was not a normal storm event, that it was much more significant.
This event was really unprecedented. Not only did we lose almost 1 million customers, 850,000 customers, 3,000 megawatts. We lost 3,600 megawatts of generation, and we saw the shutdown of 3 units at the Browns Ferry nuclear plant. Those things are unprecedented in the history of TVA. We've never had this many structures impacted by any storm, ice storm, tornado, hurricane. We've never seen this much devastation across the system.
Every 161 line I had, and three of the 4 500 kV lines that I had were all down, either faulted out or actually on the ground. I didn't expect to lose every 161 line that I had leaving this plant. We do have one of the largest 161 yards in the valley, and to have no power going through it is definitely something I thought I'd never see.
Couldn't help but think about all the damage that was occurring and how devastating this was to the landscape, to the people, to across Alabama and across Mississippi and across North Georgia and Chattanooga area, just how much devastation there was for everyone. Everyone experienced that.
When you looked out back past the live well and past the switch yard, you could see actual, towers down, and you could see a string of towers down. And it just, the devastation was, like I said, you didn't see it coming in, but leaving you definitely saw it, and it was unreal. I never thought that it was as bad as it was.
When we got to Wittes Creek on Thursday morning after the storms, it was just pretty much total devastation. The lines were laying on top of other lines, and just a tangled mess, and I didn't exactly know where we were going to start.
The TVA transmission operation and maintenance forces in our TOM organization were involved in restoration, ensuring that we had appropriate assessments of the damage, ensuring that we knew where our problem areas were and that we could get crews and materials there as quickly as possible.
The TVA people came together and really rallied behind getting the most critical segments back up as fast as possible.
It's about the TVA team. Without the interaction with the system folks, transmission folks, the lines guy, everybody just pitched in. It was unbelievable how everybody worked together to get the system to where we felt confident that we were in a good place.
The response of the line crews it was unreal. I cannot believe how quick they mobilized so many line crews from different areas, different states to come together and assist Wittes Creek and TVA with getting the lines back.
Within 11 days after the storm hit, my crew alone had built back 2 towers at Wittes Creek and 3 towers at Bradley, on the Bradley Sequoia 500 line.
We had TVA crews, TVA construction was involved in the restoration activities. They did a great job of rebuilding the transmission system.
The creativity of the operations folks, the creativity of the engineers who really cobbled together back an electric grid out of the least damaged components. And with only 25% of the structures repaired, we actually put in place a grid that supported almost 100% of our customers returning to power, which was really remarkable when I think about it.